Okay, so today we're going to be finding roots or solutions or zeros or x-intercepts, however you want to label them, by using square roots. Typically, the easiest way is to use square roots when there isn't a b, or if b equals 0. Okay, so it'd be like m squared minus 36 equals 0. If I'm asking for the solutions or the roots or the x-intercepts of this, I am going to get it so that my variable is by itself. And I am going to add 36 to both sides and get m squared equals 36. One thing we haven't talked a whole heck of a lot about is when we square root both sides. If the square root is already there, if the square root is already in the problem, you do not add the plus or minus sign. And I will tell you what that is in just a minute. You do not add the plus or minus sign. So for example, if I am wanting to know what the square root of 36 is, so x equals the square root of 36. That's the original problem, it's already there. You would tell me that x equals 6. But in this problem, we do not have a square root. We need to solve for m by taking the square root of both sides. So if you have to add the square root, then you also have to add the plus or minus sign. So the square and square root cancel each other out. So m equals plus or minus square root of 36. And you end up with plus or minus 6. The reason being is because if you square a 6, it gives you 36. But if you also square a negative 36, it still gives you, or excuse me, a negative 6, it also gives you a 36. So that's why you have to add the plus or minus sign. What this means is that your answer is 6 or negative 6. So if we have 3x squared plus 15 equals 0, you're always going to solve with the term with the variable first. So we're going to subtract 15 and have 3x squared equals negative 15. Solve for the variable, so you're going to divide both sides by 3. X squared equals a negative 5. Now let's think about that. What number squared equals a negative 5? What happens when we square any number? Do I ever get a negative? And the answer is no. So this would be no solution. So if we were to graph this one, this would be one of those that is not touching the x-axis. How about 4d squared plus 16 equals 16? Subtract 16 on both sides. 4d squared equals 0. Divide both sides by 4. D squared equals 0. So if I take the square root what is the square root of 0? It is 0. So this would be one where you would be intersecting once right at 0. Let's go back up to this one. This means that we are going to intersect the x-axis at 6 and negative 6. So our graph, and that's terrible, but I was running out of room, but our parabola is going to intersect at those 2 points. Okay? Let's try these on your own. Okay, so I want you to identify the roots. Remember, another word is solutions. So let's try these on your own. Okay, so I'd like you to try those for our activities and bring those to class completed tomorrow.